So I think the stacked menus does make it a little cluttered. You could put a kind of have like initially a global pool that is coming out of, and then you could have like a one idea would be to have a little button right here that brings up a menu. You can add a filter like filtered for I just want to look at songs, I just want to look at artists, but in general hide this.
What about if I clicked on, like, when I go to the music library and it brings up, like, one of those layered on top windows and everything's done there, and then when you're
modal.
done, the modal, and it then it's just like covering up that home thing, but it's not like you're going, it's still there and it's easy to get back to. I'm trying not to like build outwards into going into this thing and you get like lost in the program, so I'm trying to make it
I mean I just meant you like kind of this menu is just kind of minimized over here and you just add it. I'm not
I like that too. There's definitely better ways to do this. This was just kind of like the preliminary, like I want to have that in there in some way, but I'm not going into detail of how it's going to be there. It's so that's the music library. Is there anything else that you each element, whether it's song or whatever, has settings on it, so you can share it, add it to a playlist, and the basic things that you would do with a song, whether you're trying to put it somewhere or put it on blast. So that's the music library. Further, this is
party cues.
When this is a playlist that is, if it's your own playlist, you can view the voting statistics and the suggestions and then kind of work with it from there. If it's not your playlist and you're just it's been shared with you, then clicking the voting and suggestion buttons will take you to a voting screen where it has all the songs, and you can just either go individually liking left and right, almost like swipe right, swipe left.
Yeah, like Tinder.
Like Tinder. Or you can do it like upvote and downvote in the scrolling list. And then suggestions just takes you to the music library, but rather everything's based on adding to the current playlist. So same exact structure, just focused on adding to the suggestions to this list. All these X's are the album artwork. And then you got song artists, and then further info on the right.
Yeah, so this is seems like a really crucial part of the app, that you can do a lot of different creative things to try to make the interface really cool. And if there are other apps that do this already, you mentioned there were competitors out there. This is where it's going to be make or break with this kind of tool. It's not really about the service. It's about the user experience of that service. Like, if you're at a bar trying to put on music, trying to get your song to the top of the queue or whatever, or add it to the queue, however you want to interface that. If it's a voting system, if it's just a first come first serve, or like if it's up to the host what kind of rules they want, or there's a million different ways you can do this, but finding the right way is that's what's going to make or break it. So and then finding a really good interface is also going to is like the logistics of it in combination with the actual interface. I think you're onto something with the Tinder thing.
It's all about making it accessible, and part of one of the things that we were really like we needed to focus on when we were talking about like approaching designing it is this needs to be something that is simple enough and clean enough that someone intoxicated can operate with ease, because not that we're targeting this as something that's simply for parties or simply for being downtown,
but it's a significant part of your audience.
Yeah, exactly.
So and then the other thing I would say is that these two, the friend map and this, they can be integrated somehow. And I think another app aside from Tinder that you should probably look at is Uber. The way Uber does mappings, it's a really sleek system. If you can take the way that the map pops up and there's already a pin where you are, and instead of dragging the pin around, you're dragging the map around. Kind of, it gives it a vibe of being, the world is oriented on you. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, it would be, in an ideal state, I think these two would be somehow integrated where, you pull up the app and it just brings you to the friend map already. And then you kind of, if you're in the right place, you just click on your little icon, which is already centered on the screen, and it brings up the party mix for this, which has your whatever you want, Tinder interface for queuing up songs. But making these two really slick, these two are your seem like your primary features, whereas this search bar is kind of like the search combined with this multi-platform library searching.
It's secondary, but it's very useful. So
yeah, it's the kind of back-end thing that people are not going to know. You don't even want the users to notice it. You just want it to be magic in their hands, because that's the ideal state. You want it to seem like magic, and so, if your users are going through this app and they don't even notice all the services that they're getting, they're focused on these. They don't even give it a second thought that they can seamlessly search between all their different music services. Then you're doing your job right there. But that doesn't mean that the search is any less important than these. It just means this is a different user experience problem than this. This needs to be the primary, really slick thing, and then this is a really heavy back end tool. And if you can make those both work and work well together, then you're gonna end up with a successful app, I think. And you're gonna that's what's gonna give you the edge against other competitors. That on point user experience.
All valid things. Some of the other things that I haven't gone over. Did I go over the create?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Let me just get this. Building blocks. So the create is just if you want to create a playlist, you can put in the name, and then from there, you can invite the friends that you want to invite. And if it's public, they can share it with people. If it's private, it's exclusive. Think like a Google Doc. You can add your initial songs. If you wanted to make it more about suggestions, you can kind of we have playlist tags. So it's kind of, you can put the focus of what you're looking for. If you are super into trap music, and that's what you want your party to be consist of, you can put the tags, and it just notifies the users of what they want to listen to. And as your personal profile has your favorite tags, so that you can kind of get some consistency of what you want to who you want to invite. Say it's like you and 5